Great rising family. Happy Sabbath day. Happy Saturday. Today is Saturday, November the 16th, 2024, and the time is 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In case you missed my lengthy broadcast on yesterday, I'm going to give you a brief summary, but I would encourage you to go and check it out on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show on YouTube or Rumble because I gave supporting evidence for everything that about to say today. So apparently, President Trump very well could come back before he's inaugurated in January. It looks like he's already serving in office. I give a detailed podcast about his Agenda 47, which is his platform, and all the things he intends to do to improve life here in America and make America great again. So you can go to donaldtrump.com/agenda 47 to see all the details of what he intends to do for America here in this great country. So I also talked about how the Brunson brother case against Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, and 385 members of Congress was likely already heard. And I show you supporting evidence of why I believe it's already been heard behind the scenes. Now, we knew that the Brunson brothers brought a case against the Biden administration, alleging that they may have participated in election fraud in the 2020 elections as well as the 2022 elections. And if that is proven, then the Biden administration could be declared as null and void. It would completely eliminate that whole administration, including 385 members of Congress. Well, not only, according to that case, have they participated in election fraud, but they posed a security breach to our great nation by bringing in illegal aliens and allowing them to have welfare, other benefits and resources, and to vote unlawfully in our country. Doing that makes us very vulnerable to foreigners coming in and controlling our nation and steering the government that was in place. So, again, the Brunson brother case likely has been heard. Now, the Brunson brothers brought this case against Biden, but the Supreme Court of the United States refused to hear the case. Now, that was a travesty for our nation when that happened a couple years ago. But Lloyd Brunson, who was one of the trumpet players, a part of the Brunson brothers, he trumpet like Donald Trump, Trump being the trump card that's playing the trump card against the deep state. The Brunson brothers um, decided that, something's going on where the Supreme Court's not hearing this case. So Lloyd Brunson found a loophole in the law that says that if the Supreme Court refuses to hear a case of this magnitude, where we may have been exposed to a coup d'etat, someone coming and overtaking our government, then those justices can be held for treason. Okay, they could be made liable and have all of their credentials stripped, and they could face military tribunals just like the Biden administration. So, using that loophole, Brunson brought another lawsuit not only against Joseph Robinette Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and 385 members of Congress, but he cited in that case that if the Supreme Court justices do not hear the case, they too would be accused of treason and face, the penalties. And the penalties of that is DEATH. So the Supreme Court was supposed to, excuse me, have a conference and let us know last October what the details of that conference and the outcome of that conference was. What they never let us know what happened. Did they hear the Supreme Court case that the Brunson brothers brought, or did they not? Why did they not let the American people know what happened? And Dr. Kia Pruitt, I had the esteemed pleasure, excuse me, of interviewing Lloyd Brunson twice. We never heard the outcome of that case. Why not? In the meantime, justices, liberal justices, and I cited in my podcast last night, 3 of them particularly, but many of them recused themselves from the case, saying that they're not going to hear the case. They refuse to hear the case. Well, at the same time, a writ of memorandus was approved and proven that allowed Clarence Thomas to independently decide on that case. But we still never heard anything about it. I don't even think mainstream media let the American people know that a writ of memorandus was passed to allow Clarence Thomas to independently decide on that case. But I did report on that when it happened. Then Clarence Thomas went missing, according to NBC News, but he wasn't missing. Okay. And they was like, why isn't he not reporting to work? Why is he not at least reporting from home if he's sick? But we knew that he wasn't reporting because he was most likely being protected by the military because he had to be in hiding if he was independently deciding upon the case. So now, fast forward to now where we are now, we feel that based on some of our supporting evidence and the news and intel that we have coming in, that they did that Supreme Court, led by Clarence Thomas, either heard the case or he independently heard and decided upon the case. And we've been told that behind the scenes, it is already known by some key people that the case against the Biden administration was won in favor of the Brunson brothers. So again, if that's true, then the whole Biden administration can be null and void. Now, this would be a good way or good time for President Trump to do a presidential emergency broadcast system announcement, or at least the military to do it, and let everybody know what's been going on behind the scenes. President Trump's already been operating as a president. Okay, he passed the Digital Bill of Rights Act a year or two ago from Mar-a-Lago, stating that mainstream media could not censor we the people. He's been operating in his capacity as a president. Even if you look at donaldtrump.com/agenda 47, you will see that in those bullet points, it says what president, it calls him President Trump, and it says what he's going to do. So that came out even before he took the lead or came back in as president elect. And I reported on Agenda 47 like in March of this year. So Agenda 47 again is Nasara Jassara playing out. So President Trump may very well come out and say that he's the president, or the military. They could very well just eliminate the Biden administration. And then President Trump can move forward with Nasara and Jassara before the year is out, which is good because 2024 is the year of 8. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is an 8. It's the 8 is the number of abundance and prosperity, which coincides with this being the platinum debt jubilee year. So that's wonderful news. And speaking of platinum debt jubilee year, Nasara and Jassara, while I was giving my earlier podcast on yesterday morning about Nasara, and I went through the bullet points of Nasara, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, and how they would zero out all debt for Americans, and the global version would zero out all debt for people all over the globe. I also talked about how the 3-letter agencies would be done away with. All these so-called federal agencies, they were done away with because the Supreme Court of the United States ruled against the Chevron doctrine. You have to look at my video that I did earlier, that I did late last night, so you can see in detail what I'm talking about. While I was on my earlier podcast, though, one of the sisters from Guyana, South America, came on the podcast, in the comment section, and said, "It's happening, Kia. In Guyana, South America," did I say South Africa? I meant South America. "The president has issued out a statement saying that he's given every Guyanese $100,000, a $100,000 grant, whether you live in Guyana or abroad. So if you live overseas and you're a Guyanese, you have to come back to your country, Guyana, to receive your benefits, your $100,000 grants." So this is fabulous news for us because we've been reporting on Jassara and Nasara, and now we have evidence and proof. And he said he's going to start it immediately in November, and then he's going to pay out from November all the way up through all the claims should be paid out, or the monies should be paid out by January 2025. Now, in case you've been following me for some time, you know that everybody who's going to receive their Nasara Jassara benefits must be in their home country to receive the benefits, and they have to prove their nationality. So I'm excited about that. Get excited, stay motivated, stay encouraged, and keep your vibrations high because many wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things are happening to us. And in case you don't know Princess Elizabeth Rodriguez Ruiz, go to my podcast on both Rumble and YouTube and look for those videos that talk about how Princess Elizabeth Rodriguez Ruiz will initiate many trusts that will send trillions of dollars into the global economy to liberate humanity. So you got to look at my videos to see what's going on in the world. Stay encouraged. There's a lot of good things happening. Mainstream media is not reporting it, but Dr. Kia Pruitt is. I love you. Hey, have a happy Sabbath day. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt, and I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Now go out and make it a great day and command your blessings to happen right now. Peace. Mwah.